Could it be working? No, it's okay. I'll just grab my... You don't mind. Hello to everybody. So my name is Paul Kapka. I'm proud and honored to be a Czech ambassador to Egypt. I came in February, on the 10th of February. So those who are familiar with your own history may say that the 10th and 11th of February this year were quite interesting times. And you and us, we didn't stop since then. And we are, of course, very happy that we can at least offer to you our experience. And it's the experience, first-hand experience. In some cases I see second-hand experience, but still we are, as you see, quite actively involved in our own history and in our own processes after the changes, after the transition. I had a speech prepared, but I think it's better if you allow me, I will have 1 or 2 or 3 observations. First, I don't know if you realize, but this is the Czech Republic soil. So you are technically in the Czech Republic without Schengen visas. So I think it's a great sign as well of the cooperation, at least at this point. And we will be proud and honored to have you here for next time and for maybe next sessions, because the Czech embassy tried to and organized some of the events before, and I see some of the faces, and I'm very glad that we have the same people with a continued interest in our history and in our know-how. And secondly, when we were here in May, during a seminar of the Visegrad group countries, which is Czech, Slovak, Hungary, Poland, there was one question that was very pertinent to all the discussion. And it was the most difficult question that someone could have raised. And the question was, how long will it take to have a democracy? It's very difficult to answer. The answer that someone was giving was, it's 22 years after the Czech Revolution, and we are just on the top of the hill, going on the other side when it will go much smoother and all the processes are and all the institutions are in place. Of course, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, it was a very different political, historical, economic context. But still, today I read another nice comparison to that. Democracy is never made, but is always in the making. So democracy is not the end. This is the whole process that it's continuing. And I think the more energy and enthusiasm is in the beginning, the result is on the way. And I think it's really worth taking that path. It's really something with a rewarding effect. Okay. Okay. Another thing, just to mention, and maybe someone heard it before, I was amazed how similar the processes were in Czechoslovakia and in Egypt, in Tahrir. I don't know if you mentioned or maybe colleagues informed you about the small photo exhibition upstairs. This is clear that part is from Czechoslovakia then and part from Egypt. We did once an exhibition when we mixed the pictures without labeling it. And people were lost because it was so similar. The enthusiasm of the people, the translated slogans are the same 22 years ago in Czechoslovakia. Freedom, free elections, get rid of corruption, we want a better life. What we could read and what we can read in Tahrir, I think is the same. That's why I think very much there is a very strong link and relevancy of what our colleagues are trying to offer at those seminars with the events what are going on here. At the same time, And I think we know from our own experience, this was our revolution. This was the revolution of the people of Czechoslovakia, and we are very proud of it. And this is the revolution of Egyptian people, and I think you should be very proud of it as well. The thing is that, nevertheless, we had a help from other friends and partners from abroad, but still, we were the masters of ceremonies. So, I suppose this message is coming to you as well, that you are the ones to take your future in hands and to create a country, a state that you will be very comfortable and happy to live in. And you know, looking at the situation in the Czech Republic now, I think there were many processes and developments that we couldn't expect. I think not all of it is perfect, but still, I think we are quite happy to live in the Czech Republic. And we are quite happy to tell you about it, that we are quite happy to live in Czech Republic. So this is a living example that a change is possible. And I think it brought us a better perspective for our work, for our life, for our children. If you allow me, I wanted to comment on the economic point, which is a very strong one. And I always thought it's very easy to start a new newspaper. It's very easy to start a new TV channel. It's very difficult to change the economy, to make a better living for the people. It takes much longer time and is much more difficult. But as I understood, because I forgot to get the translation, and there was a question why we don't invest and what's in the making in the economic business. I think if I understood it correctly, beginning of June, there was a contract signed between the Czech company and the Egyptian development area in 6th of October, worth £1 billion, which is not a small amount. And they will create a factory, they will build a factory here in the 6th of October. They will hire Egyptian workers, about 250 of them, and they will produce here locally, under the purely Czech investment, the stuff that is going to be then sold in the Egyptian market and transported or exported from Egypt. I think this is something that the cooperation in the economic field didn't stop. I'm trying as well with my colleagues from the commercial section to secure that it's really not, stopped for a year or so, because this is the time for contacts. Maybe not the time for contracts to sign, but for contacts definitely. And I hope that with the upcoming elections and the period after elections, it will be more and more interest of the Czech companies to come here. Last word, I wanted to thank the coincidence that the seminar is organized at the Czech embassy, because, as you know, before it was a different venue. But I think I'm very happy that we can and we could organize it here. I wanted to thank you for participation. This is the most important thing, to have you here on this side, because I see this side is blocked. Of course, to thank the organizers and the main engine behind it, which are the three partners, namely the Czech Association for International Affairs and EDA and Tahrir Lounge. And I very much hope this is not the last time we cooperate with them. And I just offer all of them our full support and cooperation, and the same goes to you. And you will be very much welcome anytime at the Czech Embassy, at any of the seminars, cultural events, and other events that the Czech Embassy is organizing. So, thank you very much for attending, thank you very much for coming. Please spread the word, and it's up to you and up to you to make it